Greetings, and thank you for joining us this evening as Crit Eating Grin presents to you a D&D 5e real play of Curse of Strahd, a campaign setting from Wizards of the Coast. At the table, the wandering travelers who will cast their dice in their quest to save themselves and Barovia. I am Grin Master Eric, your guide through the shadowy mist-filled lands, craving fresh occupants. So, we focus in on the two of you, Celeste and Imora. The sounds of a cellar door hatch being tossed open. His lantern light spilling into the cellar below. Climbing down the wooden ladder into the cellar, holding that lantern, is Danica Dorokov, wife to Erwin Martikov, the innkeeper/barkeep. Danica moves over a few feet, hangs the lantern on a nearby post that's holding up the floor to the tavern, and then begins to move over towards a stone wall as you, Celeste, and Imora follow and climb into the cellar. "Help me with this," she says, as she moves over to a very large shelf of empty casks of purple grape mash and empty wine bottles of red dragon crush. As everyone gives a hearty shove, the large shelf is moved, revealing a tunnel with a raven symbol that is etched into the wall. These tunnels will lead you through the dangerous lands. We use them to help bring in supplies and other things when the mist is too thick to chance. Good luck. She reaches into her little apron pocket and she pulls out a rolled up piece of paper or parchment, very worn, and hands it to who wants it?
Me.
And be cautious. Some of these tunnels may have, or may be, unstable, is what she'll say. She slowly moves over to the lantern. She picks the lantern off the post and begins to climb her way up. As it becomes extremely dark for anyone who does not have dark vision. And you will hear, and you will hear as the cellar hatch is locked.
I'm good on dark vision. See 120 feet down this bitch.
You literally will see that it is a straight, rough-hewn, made of mostly earth. Some bits of stone or rock have been carved through or shaped through. The tunnel itself is about 5 feet wide, 6 feet tall. So if you have any claustrophobia, this will be a challenge. Our time frame for this is after you've given the note to the innkeep that was supposed to go to Rhodes. And this is your way to leave without being spotted when you had spoken to, in secret, the innkeeper if they could get you out.
Bonus points, we didn't have to steal a horse.
Correct. So, the two of you find yourselves in the cellar. The gentle sounds of some rats in the corner that may have found their way in, nibbling on old, molded sacks of grain or something to that effect in the nearby corners. Gentle, cool air kind of wafts out. There's a dark tunnel that stands before you. What are we doing?
I'm gonna cast light on
Random button.
let's say my bow.
Sure.
Like in the end.
Lights up. It lasts for 1 hour?
I think that's an hour.
Okay, so I'm assuming you'll cast it until you tell me otherwise?
Yeah.
Perfect. That way we don't have to worry about the monotony of recasting and all those things for the viewers. We have that established. So you can see down in there, you can see the raven symbol. This is the exact same raven symbol as was discovered. I'm pretty sure that you guys would have seen or heard of in that little place you took a long rest at where there was much drama between Ben and Imora. Remember the crazy tunnel?
Yeah,
That symbol matches.
Good times. No, that was only 48 hours ago, but good times.
Yeah.
Continue down. It's a straight path, right?
It is narrow, single file. Who's leading the way?
Did she tell us how like long this tunnel was? Was it a straight shot?
Open the paper.
It is a map. It is a rough sketch map. I will show you a picture, and it has several points of interest and
Good thing I
multiple
totally forgot.
tunnels.
Literally like a minute ago, I was like, oh yeah, we should.
There is what you have. The highlighted green and the red dots are locations used. There wasn't much on there. You can do... why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check. Since you are a ranger, you might be a little bit more adverse at
There you go.
the map reading.
You would think.
I'm not really sure where like north and all that is.
16.
So there are some notes and things that are written. You do get the feeling that like I said, all the neon green lines are tunnels. And the red points are probably some sort of exit point to the tunnels. And the reason that leads you to believe that is because this one right over here looks roughly about the location in which I described. That one tunnel. Which was kind of, remember that safe house with the barrel or the cask of unending?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Outside the little stupid woods.
go. Each one of those hexes are a quarter mile. So there's a lot of miles of tunnels.
Go to a little woodland. I guess
Every-
we're just going straight to
Every 2 miles you guys travel, there's a 10% chance that the tunnels could cave in.
3, 4.
We need to go here.
2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4.
But I guess we have to get out here.
So about 4.5-ish miles to get to that tunnel if we're going to go investigate the cottage before we go to Barovia. I was thinking we would go like straight to Barovia first. Since...
I think we should go back here in case they came back. It's on the way. Ish.
I mean, I suppose it's not. That's like maybe a mile away or so. So we can do that. I mean,
How are we proceeding?
oh,
Do we go
I
first?
can see a little farther than you. So
That's fine.
go with that. And then don't let me get lost. Because
Try to watch the
don't really have a sense
unless
for...
it's got like a indicator of turn left here on the wall.
I'm gonna need one of those, yeah. Like, just blink your light, your bow, whichever way we want.
So Naimora is going to lead. You're going to read the map, and you're going to be like the co-pilot, like in our automobile. Yeah. Where you give me the directions.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys will begin traveling, and after the first quarter mile, you're going to notice that there is a raven symbol on the wall. After the next quarter mile, half mile total, there's another raven symbol. So it looks like they've put some sort of marking about every quarter mile mark.
How convenient.
So after you guys walk for 2 miles, which is putting you roughly about where you were going to exit, correct? I think it was like 8 square or 8 hexes you counted.
No. Yeah, 4 miles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2 miles is here.
Okay, so it's like 4.
Yeah.
4. Okay, so after the first 2 miles, I need somebody to roll a percentage dice, please. And if you roll 10 or lower, there's going to be some issues with the tunnels.
Are you kidding?
No, that means...
You fail. You're not allowed to roll no more.
What do we have?
8.
Okay, I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws. Because there is something that you guys, there's like bits of debris that begin to fall, and you feel the shift as a section of the wall kind of comes in.
15.
Beautiful. 7.
Okay. So 7.
We can't die down here. Just saying.
I don't think the
Take
watermelon dice like me.
11 points of bludgeoning damage. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Do you go forward or backwards when you take your your move? Do you dive forward? Okay. So you leap forward. You actually get buried. And you take that much damage, and you are feeling the weight of the earth and stuff beginning to press upon you, and it's starting to cut your air supply out. You are immobilized.
Help. How big are the rock pieces?
It's just earth. It's just,
Okay, then I'll just start
dirt and
digging.
Sure.
Ooh,
go ahead and give me athletics.
Now you got this. I'm gonna save my minute.
17.
Yeah, easy enough. Takes you about 10 minutes of time, but you are able to dig her out enough to where you can pull her from the debris.
Just to go forwards, not backwards.
So the tunnel is not completely ruined, so you could traverse back, but it definitely has a large obstacle in the way. Keep that in mind in case you run into other dangers down here that you may have to run from. So that was putting us halfway.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,
I will be prestidigitationing myself to get the dust out of my hair and
and then it's literally
wrinkles out of my robes.
Okay, so you're traveling to the closest exit point towards Old Bone Grinder, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is another 2 miles. So you'll have to roll another percentage chance to see if the tunnel's closed in on you or not.
Not me.
The 69.
Okay. So halfway there, you find there's an intersection. There you can go to your right, or you can go straight forward. The map kind of dictates the pathway you want to go. So you travel forward about another quarter mile, and then you finish the rest of your path by going to the left path, if you will. You come into that broken out section of wall, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then you now will see kind of the same spot that you left. There's still a little bit of, some of the supplies are gone. The cask is gone, obviously, because it was taken. I don't know if you have it or who has it.
It was in Ben's
Magical chiffon
Yeah.
robe. Okay, so basically you see exactly the same thing. There's a few critters or insects that kind of scurry away. A little dustier than normal. And then there's the kind of wooden steps that lead up to that hatch.
Was there anything else salvageable that we left behind?
Yeah, I'd have to review the video, and I didn't do that before.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think everything was pretty much taken or left behind. It was just a quick little respite.
Okay.
Okay, so you literally have traveled. You probably would have left the inn early morning, like 1, 2 in the morning, to kind of get your head start. You're probably at this point getting close to early morning, 5, 6-ish, if you will.
Light out?
I don't know. Do you want to stick your head up and find out? You tell me. Okay, you climb the ladder. You push the hatch open and peek, give yourself a little bit. And it is extremely foggy. Like, really stupid foggy out.
It's really stupid foggy out.
Magically foggy? Or normal fog? Scary fog? Druid foggy? Because I ain't going up there.
Yeah, no, it is.
Fuck me life.
And each one of you, each one of you,
okay?
each one of you will remember and realize the reason the fog did not mess with you as much is because you had Irina, and now you don't have Irina. And not only that, Irina is in the clutches of Strahd. So
Never noticed that, yeah. I literally wandered around the fog for 3 days, and actually I think longer than that. But yeah, didn't not once when Irina was here. So cool. Mm-hmm. So
They're not the druids, though.
the ravens are not the druid.
Not the druids.
No.
Hear me out here. What if I use my fantastical dancing lights to make a vaguely humanoid shaped thing walking and see if anything attacks it? Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth trying.
Cool.
Okay. So you
Can do that.
put your eyes outside.
Yep, just like literally like.
Yep. Just the eyes above. You manipulate the orbs of light into kind of a small silhouetted creature or bipedal thing.
Glowy thing, yep.
And march it along for as long as you can.
About 120 feet.
And once you march it so far, the light is pretty much like gonna get consumed by, because fog and mist pretty much.
How far out do you, how far out is our visibility?
You get about 15 feet.
Ooh, 15 feet?
It's like really bad. Like worse than when you were running around.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sit back down on the stairs. Well, that was a great idea, but I'm feeling Barovia. What about you? Yep.
I'm gonna try and call for a raven.
And how would you like to do that?
Not with a spell. I feel like I'm a ranger. I know kind of what a raven sounds like.
Okay.
Mimicry.
I'll try it. I mean,
Give me a performance.
I feel like they can.
I'll give you advantage if you mock it yourself. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to caw at that camera.
But I feel like, well, the ravens in raven form could still hear like words, right? They don't like lose their sense of being able to understand common word. What'd you say, performance? Oh, yes. I'm fantastic at that.
We said caw.
And what thoughts of that? Should stuck with it. I got a 3.
Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds.
Turn around. Are you okay? Is that joking?
There will be. You wait around for a few moments, and there is no reply or activity.
I thought if we could maybe get the attention of one of the bird people, they could be able to lead us through it or something.
You know what else has ears? The druids.
They might like us now because we set one free.
Let's get some music going.
We set a bunch of them free. Sort of. They're
In
frogs, but,
frog form.
but they're free.
I'm gonna listen real intently for any riveting.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, we were high on that. 22.
There is a lot of background ambience of forest creatures. You do hear the faint sound of frogs in the distance, but
I feel like when I was mindlessly running through the fog last time, there were just screeches of horror as things attacked me, but no like forest sounds, so, you know. I'm feeling slightly better, which means there's like a 10% chance you're getting me out of this little rabbit hole.
Well, it wasn't like instant death, right?
no, it was more like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
You got to walk around.
I think it would
Fears.
have been more okay just insta-dying, but no, there has to be a hag that's just pulling my strings.
Do you think maybe we could find a frog?
I think if we go, we tie ourselves together, you leading, and actually, you know what? Not even tie ourselves together, and I'm going to be like clutching the back of your belt. And you can lead us over to the bone grinding mill. Or
But don't forget,
we can just go to Barovia.
the path to the bone grinder was not like a 30-second jaunt. It was several miles away. Because if you remember, you took a wagon over there,
How long is
I
it,
know.
Hex?
quarter mile.
That's
So you're like half mile to a mile away.
because the fog fucks with time.
It's like a mile away.
There you go. You can do it in like 15, 20 minutes. If we go, I'm pretty sure you walk 3 miles in an hour according to the rule book at a normal speed. I'm sure I'm wrong on that, but I think it's like 3 miles an hour.
See, that would like make sense, but then I think of like me running the mile and what my time is. And
I'm
it's
just
not that
just
good.
kind of going by that.
But you know, yeah.
So you're like a 15, 20 minute walk. 5 to 10 if you decide to run the whole way, but then you can get some exhaustion. Or you can run into the things.
It's just a mile. It's just a light jog. It's a warm-up jog for a ranger every day, not a warlock.
This is you guys. Listen, this is what you guys wanted.
Want to go straight to Barovia? We can.
I would
But
just
what if
feel
there's-
better in a city where other things can get attacked and eaten. You know, just... It's just me. Plus, I really don't like the fog. Like, really don't like the fog. Like, would probably be like closing my eyes, like, as we're like going through the fog and you're leading me. Just so you know. Full transparency. It was not a fun week.
As long as you're prepared that we may need to spend several hours backtracking.
Well, I figure if we don't find anything in the chicken hut, we gotta come back this way anyways. So, you know. I guess Ben did say the cart foofed back. So, there.
Cart didn't boot.
Oh.
Unless he lied to you and I dropped that bomb.
Oh.
He hit it, Barovia.
Oh. I could just be making things up.
I might have spoiled something I don't know.
I don't know. I like to make things up, you know, me just as a person
Sure.
in real life. So you never know. I don't know. Never mind. Scratch all of that just happened because I'm sure it happened.
Well, then let's go down to Barovia.
Oh, thank God. The God that I don't believe in.
That's right.
So you're going back into the tunnel.
She refuses to get out of the...
That's fine. It's... Okay.
Scary fog. How to get my players where I want them. Just put fog wherever I don't want them to go. Works for me.
Alright, so let's see. 2...
I'm gonna write it down. Naimura is traumatized by fog.
1, 2...
She just told you to
3,
close your eyes and
4,
drag you out there anyway.
1...
I told you I would literally
Okay.
be like this.
2 miles of travel. You guys are starting to get saturated tunnels. You're walking through puddles. The walls kind of spring leaks or have sprung leaks where there's like a small trickle in the walls.
Stupid.
And it's a 15% chance that something could happen. So who's going to roll to see if the tunnels give way or... Okay, just take a charge.
I'm kidding.
15 or lower.
Can't we go back to 10?
No. What you got?
Oh.
So as you guys are traveling, there is a...
We're literally not even gonna see combat and we're gonna die down.
There is a kind of a
Don't
shape.
split the party, folks.
Maybe they'll just paddle pull us through the tunnels. Like a clog.
And we have... I need dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not great.
I'm prepared this time with a non-natural 20.
12.
Forward or back? Which way are you diving?
Forward.
Okay. You failed. You take 16 points of damage. You take 8 points of damage going forward. You are caught into a... Like, you start to dive forward with Naimura Celeste, and when you do, half your body is just caught in the cave-in. The problem is there's water that's pouring in. You are pinned to the ground, and you are trying to keep yourself from drowning because it is filling up fast. And you are getting to the point to where the water is starting to rise. You know what I mean?
Little help. Little help.
Okay,
Now, granted, the tunnels aren't flooding. It's just a big chunk of earth came in, and now there's just a lot more water running.
Okay, I'm gonna go up and, with the strength I don't possess, try to, am I, like, lifting her out, or do I need to move some balls?
Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me. You can see that, like, from her waist.
Is it, like, mud or, like, rocks?
Yeah. It's a little of everything. It's a little mud, loose dirt, gravel, some heavy rocks. It's just... and water.
I'm gonna start with...
She's got 3 rounds before she'll no longer be able to keep her head up. Or 3 turns.
Sorry, you're about to die.
Just start digging.
Okay, I'm digging.
Sure.
Hands pinned.
You're currently using your hands to stay above the water.
What am I roll to dig?
I'm pretty sure it was in athletics.
There's a 4.
Yeah, you move a box. You move a rock, and when you do, more water rushes in, which cuts down the amount of time she has. So now you have one more chance before she starts getting drowning rolls.
Does the water...
So here, let me give you a thing. So if the ground was level, this is kind of eroded towards a deeper puddle, and when you fall or you fell, your face was submerged into the water, and you were able to pull yourself just up and turn sideways.
Saying, does the water level going up make anything more buoyant to where I can...
No, because you're like crushed under the weight of mud and rocks and stuff in your legs.
Let me just take a quick look through.
You have yourself to thank for this one, because you've been saying, you're too easy on these players. You're making the games too easy.
It'd be hilarious if we died down here and then the other players just...
Never found you.
Never found us.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I got mental magics, that's about it.
Did I get the new timers?
I wonder if my mage hand, what's my mage? I'm gonna cast my mage hand and see if it can help me dig while I maybe use my quarterstaff to leverage up a big rock.
Sure. I'll give you advantage for using the mage hand. What I'll also have you do is make an arcana check to see how well it digs. That way you can manipulate while you're digging.
Is the arcana with advantage? Or just, like, are they 7/6? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 12.
It's not bad.
And, 12.
Okay. You free most of her, enough to where that you would be able to, with a hearty pull, get her free. And now you are free to go. She's unburied you, Celeste. As the water continues to come in.
Damn.
We could have got out at the last one.
Yep.
I personally don't think this was as bad as the fog.
I wouldn't have drowned in the fog.
I don't know. I almost drowned once in the fog.
So, what's your marching order now?
I don't think we're changing anything.
Okay.
Nope. If it's broke, just keep on being broke.
You move another 2 miles, and you're almost like halfway to Barovia. So I need another percentage chance to see if anything happens.
Back on me now? Oh, great.
We're 1 for 3.
57.
God.
Okay. So you will successfully navigate, and you will spend the remaining time. So by the time you get to this exit point, it's probably going to be late morning, 9, 10-ish, something like that. This exit point is a little different. There is kind of a rough-hewn wooden ladder. Let me get all my words together. Made from like tree limbs, has been just kind of knotted together with ropes and tied. It's enough to kind of climb you out of basically a hole, dirt hole. And it looks like there's a big kind of thatch or grass canopy that's been constructed that you can kind of just push open, and it'll allow you outside into the fog that is still extremely heavy. But you can make out tiny silhouettes of buildings in the distance of what you believe to be Barovia, as the fog has now encroached inside Barovia.
That's cool.
Yep. You have probably about a quarter to half a mile before you can get into the actual village of Barovia. So now you have to walk on foot from there, and it is still very dense mist or fog. Silhouettes and shadows are very...
I say that. Rope. I'm taking my rope out. Start tying one end around my waist.
Okay.
I will.
About 10 feet of slack.
I
Sure.
don't even want that much.
Yeah, okay. 10 feet or less. What are we going with here? I need to know.
7.
7 feet. We're the slack. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So, you feel the temperature very cold. It is definitely probably like a good 60 to 65 degrees. And you still slightly damp. It's a little chillier than normal. You begin moving, and I'm assuming who's taking the lead here? What's your marching order?
I am. I'm determined to get
I'll
there.
warm your armor up. So it's a nice, cozy, warmy jacket.
It's nice.
Heat metal. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't cook me in there.
Okay, so you take the lead. That line is probably very slack. I'm sure she is like hand on your belt with a little slack from the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Highest passive perception amongst the two of you.
14.
15.
Good, the 14 works. As you're looking around, something goes by your left side. You turn, you look, you see nothing, but you can see the fog and the mist is rolling as if something went through extremely fast.
You don't just see me turn and look. I full out, like, toddler jump. And might even turn you a little bit.
Okay, when that happens, when she turns you, you see a kind of like, you know this experience, out of the corner of your eye, shadowy, kind of on your side when you're turned, and you can see the mist and the fog rolling.
I'm gonna run?
Yes.
Okay.
So you turn and head towards Barovia, and as you do, you move probably about, 50 to 60 feet in the running direction, and when you see this a darkened silhouette standing in the middle of the road, it's probably 40 to 50 feet in front of you.
Yep.
Do you keep going towards it? Past it? What is your play?
Like around? Like,
What if it's one of the druids near the thing, guys?
Look, I spent a lot of time in hell, and I'm not just talking about...
As this is going, you're going to literally see kind of this, like a moat of shadow just kind of into a shadowy figure on the far left of the main figure. And the next 5 or 10 feet, there's a shadowy figure on the right. These two look a little bit softer in features, as if they're wearing gowns or dresses. Do you continue to run?
I have a question.
Sure.
If I Misty Step, but she's attached to me with the rope.
You will go and leave the road.
Carry on.
I think we should stop.
Fine.
We can still run. At least stop and see what they say.
They don't say anything. They just,
Attack.
send murder things at you.
Okay, well, if they attack, we'll run.
The center shadowy figure begins to slowly walk up the pathway, up the road.
Go greet him. I'm non-threatening.
Okay.
Just a little barmaid.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I'm in front, I guess.
Okay.
Yes, you are, because I pushed you in
I
front.
will mimic his if he's non-threateningly moving.
The figure moves with extreme sway and confidence. You will see that he has a hand kind of off to his side. He kind of walks one foot in front of the other, and you can hear the boot heel to toe on the cobblestone, the moss kind of...
Are the other two shadowy figures moving forward as well?
They have, but you didn't watch them walk. They just kind of were.
I'm gonna move forward, but I look really nervous.
Okay, how close are you getting to this thing?
Does it just keep going?
It seems like it's meeting as you are going, it is coming.
Get within 15 feet.
Perfect. When you do, you're able to see standing in front of you, dressed in very elegant looking clothes, but extremely well worn. Probably like various colors of violet or a deep purple, some gold kind of piping around some worn brass or golden buttons. Long, kind of blonde hair, very pale skin, soft, some sunken features, as he's brandishing kind of a low slung rapier, hand on the grip of the rapier, and he kind of stops to you and says, "The master has sent us. We were told we could feed," is what he meant.
Nope, the master
I don't taste very good.
As that is said,
stone flavor.
As that is said, he just kind of smiles and his fangs elongate.
He's got a
And
fireball.
then, as you guys were focused on him, 10 feet to the left and right are two female figures dressed in what appears to be, one of them in kind of a dirty, dingy white, once pure white wedding gown. Her very dark brown skin is kind of pale, as if it was not quite like it's dead or undead. She has her hair kind of it's all curly brown hair. It's kind of all woven up into kind of like this top knot. She wears I'm pretty sure, a golden crown that rests on her head. And she just says, "I'm so hungry." And she flashes her fangs as the other one says, "Yes, tonight we feast." Or this morning we feast.
Are we running? No, they're getting a fireball to the face.
Okay.
Actually, what level am I? Do I have fireball?
We are going to set up our battle map. So give us a few seconds, thanks to the power of the internet. And when we do that, we will be right back. Thanks to the power of the internet, we are back. So, everybody needs to roll an initiative. I'm going to get some battle music started.
Wonderful.
Okay, so what does Celeste have?
17.
Okay, what does Nana have?
4.
As you tell. Okay, so our initiative order at the beginning of the first round will be Celeste, followed by the Vampire Spawn Brides, followed by a Vampire Consort. Lastly, Namora. Celeste, you were up. We'll get the timers out here.
So I was trying to read this spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns, which goes with your weapon attack. And then pull out my longbow. Actually, I already had it for light. And shoot at this.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Have sharpshooter feat, but I don't think that does anything
It does.
without cover or anything.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you can take a negative 5 penalty to add 10.
Yes, but I don't know what tough he is, so I don't want to do that yet. You saying no?
In another life.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Actually, I was a.
Probably should have. 17 plus 7. 20.
4. Yeah, that hits.
8. 6, 7. 7 from that.
Okay.
The Hail of Thorns, when you hit with a ranged weapon, the spell creates a rain of thorns. Attacks each creature within 5 feet of it, which is none. It must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
My save's 13.
Dex save of 13, so what are you gonna do?
Oh, what?
It's gotta make a 13.
Yeah.
His dex save is 9, so he does not make the save.
Takes a 1d10 piercing.
Okay.
Can I roll that?
I mean, you don't have to, I won't take it.
6.
So you take 6 more points. Okay.
And then... Is that for every... Next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon? Is that every time I hit a creature? Because I
Is
have
it?
an extra attack. It doesn't say once per turn. It just says next time you hit a creature.
No, you already hit the creature with it.
Right, but I have extra attacks, so I have...
That doesn't. That's just a regular attack.
Okay, so it doesn't apply for this.
Read the words. The next time you make an attack after you cast it, which was your first shot, it does the Hail of Thorns, correct?
It's concentration up to a minute,
That's okay.
so it doesn't keep going.
Does the Hail of Thorns leave anything below? Like hindering terrain or anything?
No.
Okay.
So it's a one-time... I read it differently. I'm just trying to clarify now. It's a one-time, like you...
Is it? If it's got a concentration for a
It's
minute,
got a concentration.
then yeah, then I would assume it continues to go.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
With every attack. It doesn't say once per turn.
No. I was under the assumption it was like you burn it when you make your attack.
I get to call the -5, but I already rolled.
You didn't tell me your answer, so it's okay.
What?
You didn't tell me what you had to hit. You can still do
Oh,
that.
you can do it after?
Yeah, you don't, as long as I don't know the number.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna have to do some reading.
-5.
Yeah.
And then my attack is
10 damage is what you get.
18.
That hits.
Okay.
I think it is just
The one shot.
It's just not clear.
yeah.
Yes.
You can concentrate, so you can cast it, and then if you don't hit something, for
You
up to
can
a
keep
minute.
it up to a minute. Yes. So 14 points of damage. Okay. Okay.
How does it look like it's affecting him?
Yeah. He reacts, grabs where the arrow struck him. Seems to anger him. There is no blood coming from the wounds.
Blood coming from it. Yeah.
Is that all you got?
Tethered to you.
Yeah, that's correct. You got 7 feet. And if you move,
Move my character.
no, you just on the table.
Remember, I'm behind you.
I'm just gonna moving just next to you.
Oh, you're going back? Okay,
So
good.
you're gonna go back this way,
Mm-hmm.
side by side.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going back to back.
Okay.
I am also not
Are you good?
Yep.
Okay. Immediately turning is going to be 2/3 female brides. The one in white charges to you. Large claws extended. The one on this would be left. The one on left goes towards you, Celeste. The one on the right goes towards you, Naimura. The one in the back will wait and see what happens. So they will make okay. We'll start with Celeste. Does a 17 hit? And then that hits you. That's 21. So the one in the white dress hits you. the one in the red dress hits you with their claws first.
For 1 moment.
Sure.
I am going to use my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs.
Okay.
To try to distract the one attacking me, and
Let's kind of reroll and use the result. It is a 12.
that does not hit.
Okay, so you will take 3 points of slashing damage from the claw attack. This one, you kind of shift out to the side.
It's not. Resistant to this.
Slash.
So, it says you can then choose a different creature you can see within range. The chosen creature has advantage on its next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. And a creature empowered can only be empowered by one at this time.
Okay.
It might pick me.
Okay. Alright. So after they slash at you with their claws, they were going to lunge with their fangs to bite. Does a 21 hit you, Laura?
Yep.
Okay, let's see if the other one gets that one in. Does a 9 hit you? Okay, so the bite hits you, the bite misses you, and let's see, that is going to be never mind. Disregard that. That never happened. That's one of them that read further. Anyway, that'll be their turn. This is how we're going to play that. This one will fly up to you because you silvery barbs. This one is going to attempt to grapple you and hold you. That is going to be a 15.
Against my
It's just your AC to grapple.
taste.
No, usually it's a competitive check, so it's like athletics or acrobatics. Okay, so you are grappled from behind. And she says, "You're going to taste so good. The harder they fight, the better it tastes."
I taste like brimstone and soot.
You are grappled, and I mean, technically, because you are grappled, the other one could now bite you. Is how I'm going to play that. So the previous number will work. And then that'll be
So you're grappled by the.
so there's one that came from behind to grapple after the claw missed. Now that she's grappled, she'll try to sink into her with her fangs, which she had the number to do it. I just gotta get my brain organized there. You take 6 points of piercing damage. And then you have 7 points of necrotic damage. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 7. As you feel the kind of your blood being kind of pulled through and out to her fangs. And she says, "You're right, dear. She does taste great."
Nope, bad. Don't taste good at all. Nope.
Next will be the male. As he kind of like twists his neck really awkwardly, but there's no pop. He pulls forth his rapier, and he says, "Save some for me. The master made his promise." He's going to fly forward. Not fly, he runs forward. And he's going to strike at you with his rapier. Being Celeste. That is going to completely miss you.
Oh.
Yep, that'll be his current turn. As he looks very disturbed at that. And we'll bring us to Naimura.
Okay, so I am going to
Attached to me.
I can miss this. Okay. So that is a bonus action. I am going to teleport over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that will drop the rope.
Yep.
I'm going to then move 5, 10, 15, 20 around the rock.
Yep.
And kind of recover after. So that's my bonus action.
You're going to hear when she is frustrated that you have left her grapple.
And then I am. Man, that's all those things that I got in. So. I'm going to cast darkness around me with my Eyes of the Dark feature.
Okay.
So that will fill a 15-foot radius cube back here. Nothing can see into it.
15-foot radius cube. Super.
There we go. 5, 10, 15. Close-ish, yeah.
Okay. There we go. That's your cube of darkness.
Yeah, that's a it does kind of. I mean, it's like, flames are like a shadowy. Okay. I think that was my action. And bonus action and movements. All I can do for now.
Okay. That'll bring us around 2 as we go right to Celeste. View. You are surrounded as you're literally going to see your friend.
You've seen
And
this
the cube
before.
of darkness.
You left me.
You have seen this before. It's okay, I'll send help.
I'm gonna cast. I'm not gonna cast. I'm gonna use my radiant consumption. Once per long rest as action, you can radiate bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for a 20
Okay.
for 1 minute. Your attack or spell deals 6 extra radiant damage to one target, and at the end of your turn, all creatures within 10 feet take 3 radiant damage.
Okay.
There's
So what does it look like when you cast this?
kind of just like closes your eyes and just has like a come to Jesus meeting with herself.
Okay.
Take a deep breath, and then just glowing.
Okay. So it waves out. How far does it go out? 20 feet and an additional 20 feet of like dim?
10-foot bright light,
Okay.
dim for 20.
They all squelch and scream in agony and pain just from the light.
And I'm going to drop my bow. Are they all engaged with me in combat? Or no?
Technically only the one, because the other two Well, I don't know. I guess the guy with the rapier had to come up too.
He did.
Yeah. So 2 of them are not. 2 of them are. White Bride and.
Okay. I'll continue with my bow then if they're not all engaged with me. It looks like this one I can still hit with my bow and not be at
Correct.
disadvantage.
Sure.
Hold on.
Uh,
Let me make sure that wasn't a. That might have been an action.
to cast it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes, it was an action.
So
So you
you
don't get extra time.
really want to, but you feel like you're too tired to do it.
I will go ahead and cast Slayer's Prey, even though I can't use it this round, on the male.
Gotcha.
And then they all take damage at the end of my turn.
Okay.
The 3 points of radiant damage.
Can we take 3 points?
They all take 3 points.
Yes. It's a really good move for you.
That's about all I had.
It was good. It was good. I loved it. Yep.
Nice.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Right.
I was gonna move, but I was gonna go off the chance that they're gonna try and get out the light.
So they take the damage.
On that noggin.
Sometimes.
My
Alright.
house is like, I want to be in the darkness over in the corner. Thanks.
You cast dark and I cast light.
We're a very interesting little adventuring duo here.
Shrugs. Screaming.
Can I try and hit her with my bow?
You do have a.
It's not a melee weapon per se, but I can smack her with the bow.
Smack her, yes, please.
Sure, I'll let you do that.
It's like a unarmed strike.
No.
Like a club.
Yeah.
Like a D4.
So, yeah, you
D6.
do like an improvised D4 weapon. No. Just roll your. Roll D20.
Here I go.
Yeah, I only have 3.
Okay, well,
Just move.
It's even very springy though. It's supple, which is great, but not great.
It's more fun when you can bring your toys. So sit way down there.
I like it better too.
Do you? Because I do all the work for you? They
Right? We
pretty
don't have
much.
to be brain and try to move.
They pretty much just dash and run.
Well, where are you going?
Licking his wounds. As you can see, like his flesh has kind of bubbled and started to like melt and eat away. And he's trying to gather his composure. Sure you go.
You don't want to taste now?
That's all he'll do. It'll be Nymore's turn in a cube of darkness, as they look like they are going to just run.
Sucks to be them. I feel like I want to target the dude. Well, also the chick that tried to pin me, but also the chick that literally took a bite of my flesh. Who do you think I should go after?
Yelling across the field, talking to me.
No, it's like above table.
Yeah.
The dude's already got damage.
Well, they all have damage. He has the most.
True.
I feel like if you could defeat the male, the women will leave.
I'm going to use a new feature that I just learned
Sure.
and summon my Hound of Ill Omen.
It's ominous.
Cool.
So, call forth a howling creature of shadowy darkness.
I've got one of those. Go ahead.
I am going to mark the male as its creature that it will pursue until the ends of the earth. And It says to roll initiative for the hound, but since I...
Where are you putting him? Here?
Yes.
Okay.
And he is technically medium. He's not a large dire.
Sure.
Medium. I'm going to, designate. Then that was my bonus action, spending 3 sorcerer points to summon him. And then I will use my regular action to cast Firebolt. The little effort.
Okay.
First time I summoned the thing, I was...
Fizzled out.
Yep.
There's
that. And then, do you want me to roll him in, or we just want to put him after me with me?
Whatever you want to do. I'll leave it up to you.
Just put him in.
Sure.
Let's see what we got here. Plus... Okay, he rolled an apple. I'm just doing so good with the dice rolls today.
So he's literally going to go after you.
Fantastic.
So bring us to round 3. And Celeste, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
And
Just
diagonal.
diagonally. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast that on the red lady, didn't I? No, I cast it on him. That's right. I'm going to take a shot at him with a bow.
Sure.
$17.
17 will hit.
And then... D6. So 6 regular damage,
Okay.
plus 5 of the Slayer's Prey. I'll take
So
my-
11.
Also, so while the hound is next to the target, it has disadvantage on saving throws against any spells I cast, and it does count as an ally if you have anything like it has pack tactics. So
Can I do the sharpshooter?
Sure.
Which gives me
ooh,
20.
my next attack roll.
20 hits.
Damn.
Which it is.
You forgot.
You forgot.
I forgot. Man it.
Two, 4, plus 5, plus 10,
19.
19.
Stay on school kids. You need math. Okay.
I'm not stressed.
I know, right? I need to reload my scan. It has all been consumed.
That was 2 hits and a movement.
Your radiant thing, is it stay up or was it just a one-time?
It stays up for 1 minute.
Okay, so it's 10 feet bright, 1, 2, and then 20 feet of... And it's considered radiant damage.
Yes.
She, being the lady in red, is still in it. Doesn't she take damage?
Yes.
Yep. And because I'm pretty sure it was radiant, she takes it. Okay, 3 points.
Oh.
Oh, just kidding.
No, that's correct. But he also takes 6 points of radiant damage for the... When an attack or a spell hits, the target gets an extra d6 of radiant.
So he takes an extra 6.
For 2 attacks. For
3 and
both-
3
for
and 3.
both arrow
Okay,
attacks.
okay. Alright. So it'll be the bride's turn as they continue around. They go 15 feet and then they kind of like twist and morph into shadow. And this one goes. This one will do the same thing. 15 feet. Goes. This one goes 20 feet. Goes.
The dude ain't.
The consort is badly hurting. And he is going to clutch this kind of ruby pendant that he has around his neck. And he is like really rough, like you're beginning to see like muscles underneath, and the skin is kind of stretching to the point where it's like breaking like a, you know, a thin layer of skin. And then he will go ahead and when he clutches that, the shadow will emanate around him, and he will also almost like a misty step-ish and go.
So the hound automatically knows its
Location. Yeah.
and will continue pursuing him, attacking him.
For how long? Because the distance is really far.
Do
5 minutes.
Oh, well, he will give up after a while because he won't be able to get to him in 5 minutes from what he's done or where he goes. So.
Well, he doesn't. He just dissipates after that.
Okay, then he will dissipate. And then I will go back into my Dungeon Master seat, so stay with me as I make the transition. And we're back. So, fog is still there. A brief yet slightly intimidating encounter from 4 vampire spawn, 3 of which were called brides, 1 was a consort, the master being Strahd. Things may be getting a little interesting.
Celeste lit them on
I want to
Heavenly
use my
Fire.
healing hands, which gives me 6 points.
Yep.
And they ran like bitches.
Let's just wave 1.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
I don't like what he just said. Recant!
I'm assuming at this point you guys continue your march towards Barovia. Could be wrong.
I don't know, I stay in my little bubble of safety darkness for, like,
As long as it lasts.
potentially.
Okay.
I can't see you in there.
I know, you just see a blurb of darkness. It's like I pooped shadows around me.
I'm gonna assume you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming out of there?
After 10
Well,
minutes.
it's been like a minute or so, and you don't.
Can
Do you
Can
look
I
towards
hear
me?
you? Like, can I hear you talking?
Yeah.
Like, can you answer me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just vision. I can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So, like, are we just gonna walk that way? I'm gonna point, not knowing if you can.
Like, are we sure there's no other things trying to eat us that way?
I mean, the town's there. That was the goal.
What if they ate the town?
We either stand here in the mist or we go towards the town.
You will reluctantly, like, you'll hear a very loud, like, sigh.
So trudging towards the town.
Okay,
We'll
so
trudge after you.
the spell will fade, correct?
Yep.
You will return into the fog, which is extremely dense, thick, and uncomfortable. As you get closer, you begin to hear whispers of ominous things or creatures that cause you to jump. I'd like you guys to give me wisdom saving throws for fear.
$16.
17.
Okay, so you're able to shake off most of the jump scaredness. As after probably 20, 30 minutes or whatever, you will find your way into Barovia.
Hallelujah.
Something like that.
I'm very disgruntled.
Remember
Is it still misty here?
Yes, it is. And if you remember correctly, you were never here. But the last time that Celeste was here, there really wasn't a fog or mist.
No.
There are lots of shadows and silhouettes that you think you see that do not appear to be seen. Like when you point them out to Naimura, they're not there. You do not see or hear anybody amongst the different streets or alleyways.
No people shadows.
She doesn't see him, but I see him.
It's like, hey, over there. And by the time she looks,
Okay.
they've down an alleyway.
Does it
or
look
something.
how when we were here before and they would like board up?
Oh, it's still the same way.
Does it look like it's currently in like board up mode?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
22.
Yes, it is. More
Does it-
so than the last time you were here.
Does it always look like this?
No. I'm trying to remember. I think they did it when something bad was coming through.
Oh, like vampire hellspawn that want to eat you?
Maybe us. We could be the bad coming through. I don't know. Where are we on the map coming into town?
You would be coming in from this direction.
Okay.
You will hear what sounds like horses that you probably heard on the soundtrack kind of trotting by, but you don't know from where. Fog is very dense.
I don't necessarily know where to go first. There's kind of a tavern in the middle of town.
Would that be open?
Maybe. Irina's manor might be empty, unless something else is taking it over. But that was a potential, like...
I mean, we should start there. If that would have been...
Ismark.
Ismark's home too, so if he made his way back here.
I believe
I think it's a great place to start.
it's this, I think. Because that's the church up there. I believe this is the manor. So, if you want to start making our way that way.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I've never been here before, so I will trust you.
If we pass by the center of town, I'll point out, like, the tavern where we had stuff. I'll point out that the church is that way. We dealt with a vampire spawn there.
So you'll get into almost like the intersection of this place, and she points out that this is a church which they had some dealings with.
We're just going that way since I assume
also
we can't see it with the fog.
Also informs you that Ben slapped a priest there. Let's
He
not
did.
forget that.
She's actually gonna, like, do a little, like, oh,
Slapped a
surprising. I like it.
I'm pretty sure it's this right here.
Maybe we do have more
Is the
tavern.
tavern. And it reads Blood of the Vine Tavern. And yes, if you continue to make your way down, you will get to this location here, which this is the Burgermeister's Manor. It looks like it has been desecrated. It is in bad shape. Things have gotten in, torn things up. The barring wood planks that were on the windows have been ripped off. There's a lot more of those deep claw marks. The grass has grown up higher. There's a heavy pathway of animal prints that are kind of worn a pathway around the building.
You want to go first?
I will try to mage hand the door open.
The door stands wide, swinging and clattering.
What do I see inside the door?
It's dark. There's literally no sunlight to reveal too much, so it's very dark and shadowy. Your dark vision kicks in. There's definitely no occupants, no lantern light, no candle light. It's only your dark vision and what little ambient light is kind of shining in.
Can I find a rock or something on the ground to cast
Easy.
a light on?
Sure.
And toss it through the open doors?
Yep, it does. There's a little disorientating effect as the light goes, but then settles. It illuminates. Looks like a lot of the furniture is ransacked. Like something or someone has been through here and done some stuff in the house.
Go on the porch.
Sure. The boards creak.
Carefully, like...
I don't see anything inside. Do we see...
I mean, there's like an entryway, and you'd probably be able to like pivot yourself around enough to see that there's a set of steps that leads up to the second floor, like a balcony overlook almost.
Does the destruction look like ransacking or like a battle?
No, it looks as if something or someone or multiple someones have come in here and just like desecrated it, like turned stuff over, broke stuff for fun, or searched for things, etc.
So like rioting, looting, vandalism type. Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
Easy enough. You walk in, you see the very familiar floor layout. To the right, there was the kind of den or parlor in which his corpse, the father's corpse, was laying in to be prepared. The doors have been completely torn down off
Wait,
of
is there
hinges.
in their name?
No.
Okay, thank God.
A lot of the furniture has been like, you can see like large claw or talon like marks that have been carved into like the wooden desk. The features, some of the...
Like dragon claws?
No, too small for that.
Like the claws that just slash through our faces?
Could be. Medium-sized claws from a medium-sized creature. Like maybe wolf, direwolf, werewolf, vampire spawn, something like
I'm gonna
that.
say, so would the vampire spawn claw marks
Match it?
match the...
Some of them.
Okay.
Some of them.
But there are also different claw marks.
Absolutely.
So we have had vampires and werewolves. Are the vampires and the werewolves friends here?
Don't know.
I don't think we've come across any werewolves that I can remember.
Pretty sure that mark right there is a werewolf claw.
Or a direwolf. Or a wolf. You do know there are direwolves and wolves because you encountered them, if you remember correctly, when you were guarding. Off to the left is the dining room. You can see that a lot of the glassware that was there, the crystal and things, have been smashed and trashed. So the floor is like littered with glass and broken remnants of crystal. Stains of what liquor that may have been left or found have soaked into the wood of the rugs in there. Any draperies have been ripped and shredded. The gentle breeze comes in through the openings to kind of like give you the spooky ambience.
As we go through this, I want to look for anything that I remember that Ismark might have had, or anything that I remember that Hag might have had.
Sure.
Just like evidence of anything.
Give me a perception check.
They may have been
If
here.
you're looking for a combination of both, it's more of a perception, unless you're investigating for one specific thing. Nothing good?
13.
I mean, there's some things of Ismark's you're going to find on the first floor. You may find the remnants of one of the cups he was drinking on, and there were some flirtations between you and him, and the drinking games and things that was played. Maybe the crumbled up note that was left by Rhodes, with the smiley face on the bottle, I think it was, or near the bottle. I think he left a little smiley face thing. It's been crumbled up and kind of laying there. Subtle things like that, but nothing that looks like he would be here recently or has been here recently.
Did Ismark have that crumpled note with him, or was this stuff left?
This was from before, because we stayed here for a night.
Okay.
1 night, 2 nights.
You should
At
fill
least
her
1
in
night.
if you want her to help you, because she missed a whole lot of that
So when we came in the beginning...
in the beginning.
So when I was mindlessly running around being chased by
You
drones.
were being chased by droids.
The
Yes.
Burgermeister had died.
Yes.
Irina's father.
It was like a day or so.
And Ismark's father? Both their fathers?
It is. Give me a history check.
I know we heard this at one point. I just 19.
That's good. Ismark's father, Irina's adopted father.
So him, the Burgermeister, had died. And he was laying out right here. I'll show you. And
you can see the remnants of the dried flowers that are kind of whatever that they had. They
preparing
were
the body.
Well, they were perfuming it too, trying to keep it.
Ismark had intercepted us in the middle of town.
Mm-hmm.
More like we intercepted him. Anyway, he wanted our help to take his sister to Valaki.
Okay.
She would not leave until we buried the Burgermeister.
Mm-hmm.
So we made our way to the church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But their father... Was it Father
Donovich?
Was it?
Correct.
Father Donovich was there. And his son was in the basement being very erratic. And we came to find out he was a vampire spawn, and we killed him. And then we buried the Burgermeister. And then we left in the wagon. With Ruffles.
So you killed
Bridges. Who's the wagon?
Yes.
the priest's son, and he got smacked?
This is Ben. This, you know.
There. Okay.
When we left this manor before,
Mm-hmm.
it was fairly empty, I believe. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, it looked fully lived in.
Did they, like, lock the doors behind them when y'all left?
Negative.
No, we just left, but it was not like this. It was not ransacked. It was not...
It was well lived in, but the supplies were kind of dwindling down. There is a cellar, if you remember correctly, on the back side of this. The biggest thing is the animals would come out at night. It would not allow people to kind of come and go.
And it was all boarded up.
Yeah.
To which it's no longer boarded up. Or, like, the boards have been ripped off.
Okay.
And we stayed here for a night. In which... the whole drama with Ben. He's all the drama all the time.
I believe it 125%. Yep.
In which I sat right here, and it was like it's like the foyer area, kind of at the bottom of the steps, with Ismark drinking, and this note was here, with the smiley face.
Left by Rhodes.
Left by Rhodes, and the cup.
Was it crumpled, or did somebody else come in and crumple it after? Interesting.
I don't remember that.
Interesting.
Rhodes left it essentially because they were trying to not have Ismark drink so much. So they kind of left it as like, good job, or whatever like that from the drinking.
Typical Rhodes fashion.
Is there still alcohol in it?
You know, all the alcohol has been soaked into the wood. And
Darn it. I could use a stiff drink right about
Is that
now.
a spell?
Yes.
Is
It's
it?
one that makes alcohol appear in front of me in a time of my most dire need. I will start rummaging through cupboards to try to find any bottle of alcohol that might still be intact.
Give me a investigation. And then while Nymora is searching or investigating for...
I'll continue around the first floor. I don't want to go upstairs without her.
Sure.
I roll an 18 to cast an eye spell.
What spell would that be?
God's damn it, give me a drink of alcohol.
Your investigation will reveal a secret stash that was hidden of a fine... Oh, let's call it like a brandy that was tucked away.
Good job.
It is very old. The bottle is dusty.
Whew. Now this is gonna be a good vintage. Pull maybe like a half shattered glass and just pour it and start. Everything is so much better with a
Give me a con save.
belly full of alcohol. This is gonna be great.
She's not allowed to use mini dice anymore.
Okay. So after about 15 minutes or so of you guys going around there, that's when it begins to kick in, to where you start kind of like getting that staggering effect. This stuff is extremely strong, and it's one of those drinks that literally like you're great for the first 10 minutes, and then once you kind of turn around real fast, you're like, oh, there it is, it kicked in. So you'll be at disadvantage for your dexterity checks and or saves for the next hour at least.
Stumbling over furniture. Some really good stuff.
I'm going to point her in the direction of the stairs and usher her that way.
There was the stairs that leads upstairs. There's a small library upstairs. There's several bedrooms. One of them was Ismark's. One of them was the Burgermeister's, and one of them was Irina's. The hallway is a mess of splintered wood. The wallpaper and things have been torn and shredded.
What if they were looking for something?
Seems like they just didn't really like the wallpaper.
You believe the wallpaper is moving at your current state. The patterns kind of shift a little bit.
It's like,
At 7 inch.
yeah.
That's like one of those things you don't look at. Like horrible taste in wallpaper.
Is there any, in continuing to look for items that would belong to either one of them, is there any, like, anything uncovered, like a pocket of space in a wall?
No,
or under a floor
no secret things that you can see or hidden little things. Even the fact that she'd found that was tucked away and hidden.
Do I get the sense that they were looking for something, or that they were just being destructive to be destructive?
It's not clear. It looks as if it's a combination of somebody could have been looking for something, but somebody could have come in here to be vandals or pay, disrespect to this because of what's happening. Who knows?
So
Not very clear.
you should go check Ismark's room. And I'll check the rich guy's room for any leftover money. Or clues.
Sure. Keep talking to me the whole time.
Okay. Probably trip and fall over several things as
Okay.
I stumble my way to wherever.
Roll me a d4. Yes, her.
3.
You'll take 3 points of bludgeoning damage while you stumble and stagger through the house, bumping your elbow on door frames or hitting your head on.
Who keeps putting this stuff in my way?
You should save the rest of that for later.
But it's real good.
There's plenty in the bottle. The bottle is.
That's what I'm saying. You should save it.
Yeah. It is definitely
Then
good.
we can park both of our butts on the floor somewhere and
Literally, as she pulls a small piece of broken glass, very tiny bit out of her mouth from the glass that she was drinking from, you enter into Ismark's room. I presume the room has been ransacked as well. The beds is full of feathers from where something is torn into the beds. The furnitures are broken. There doesn't appear to be much here.
Can I find anything that may have been his? Like, I would know, like, this is a ring that's his, or this is a amulet that's his.
Nothing that would be current. There might be a few pieces of clothing or things that were left over that he didn't take with him.
Something that, like, thinking forward, if I need something somewhere that is an item of
Identify
his.
him?
No, to, like, if I can find someone that can do a tracking spell or anything like that I can.
So you're looking for like a
use.
personal object, something you could use like that?
Yeah.
Sure. There would be a, let's call it like a small silver it looks like a cigarette case in size, if that makes sense. Remember how like they'd have those silver?
Yep.
It's not. When you open it up, it's actually like 2 portraits. It's a portrait of him, or his father, and a portrait of Irina inside of it. It was engraved with all my love, dear brother, Irina. So it was a gift from her. And it's, like I said, it's about the size of a silvered silhouette case. It is pure silver. And the portraits are like sketched or painted or probably more like charcoal. We'll go with a charcoal kind of portrait on a very rough.
Does the Burgermeister look like him? Like, do they look alike?
Look like him? Yes. Older, more weathered, a little heavier, but very similar. They definitely would be, that would be his son for sure.
Okay.
Whereas Irina is not. Clearly
I will
not.
talk with that. In case it comes in use.
Sure. Going into the Burgermeister's room, you can see that it is also destroyed. There is just things everywhere. The floor is a mess. There doesn't really appear to be anything of value in here currently that you can see.
Is there like a desk office space?
Absolutely. There's a writing area that would have a desk. The desk has been broken down the center. The drawers have been pulled out and splayed. The contents splayed on the floor. There's claw marks kind of on the wallpaper as the tapestries have been shredded.
I would like to focus my search on like rifling through the papers, especially if I see any like incident reports about vampires, werewolves, any of the history of that.
You could take the time to do that. You're going to find mostly that this is just most of the paperwork there is Burgermeister paperwork, censuses, shipping, exporting, importing things, town issues. Nothing really that would involve that until you get into a few pieces of paperwork that begin to kind of show, maybe a personal note or something from him that says he's concerned, he's located a small girl in the woods, he's decided to take her in, he's named her Irina, and that kind of gives you the confirmation that definitely he's made a personal journal and that he definitely found her in the woods.
Okay, so you're gonna hear a lot of clanging around. She's supposed to have talked to you this whole time, so it'll be. I don't think there's anything here worth anything. The papers on the floor. This receipt. This guy lived a boring life. Shipping manifest. Where's the good shit? The Hellstrom paper rifling and like splinter. And then you hear ooh. Flip. It goes quiet for a few minutes. She's totally just reading his diary.
What are you doing?
So Irina, they just found her as a little kid wandering around the woods. Yeah. What if she's like a little like changeling? What if she's the Hagsmon? Who knows?
I knew she was adopted. That puts a whole nother spin on it, though.
Just saying. Hags have been known to do such things. Probably there will be like a hiccup in there somewhere.
I'm gonna find the equivalent. You said there was like some of his scattered clothes about.
Sure.
The equivalent of like a well-worn hoodie. To like.
Like he's got a tunic. There'll be a tunic.
To stuff in my bag.
Sure.
And then
like an off-colored white or off-white colored tunic, kind of a cream colored. Still smells. Not like bad, but it has a scent on it.
The Burgermeister is Ismark.
Ismark.
Okay.
And I'm gonna gather her to look at Irina's room in the library. Just nothing thorough, just to see if they're all the same,
The
ransacked.
library has been literally trashed. The books have all been thrown and tossed and torn, scattered into the center of the room. The shelves have been. Looks like Beast's room. Beast from Beauty and the Beast. It's bad.
Yep.
And then Irina's room is also kind of torn through.
Okay.
We should check for hag paraphernalia.
That's your department.
I will paranoidly search for anything reminiscent of a hag.
I would say you're good enough, and you've had enough time to walk around here. You won't find anything like that. The time you guys finish doing this whole kind of circuit, you will have kind of sobered up.
Thank God.
So you spend at least an hour in here, and you're probably, I don't know, what about afternoonish we're getting into?
Yeah.
Noon to 1, 2-ish in that window.
I think the cellar's the last thing. And then maybe we'd head towards the middle of town.
Should we take another drink?
No, we should save that.
You were more fun when we were in the cart.
I'm not saying we can't have it. I'm saying let's sit down somewhere where we're not in the middle of the mist before we drink it.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be in this mist for, ever.
Maybe.
That's an inspiration point.
I already have one.
Make our way down around the back towards the cellar.
Yep.
It's outside. Before we turn the corner towards any wooded area, I would like to listen intently for anything.
Sure. Perception check. Your eyes, Celeste, lock onto chains that have chained up the cellar.
Oh god.
It'd be a 23.
Oh. You can hear distant howls, like we're talking miles away, that are kind of carrying in.
Mm-hmm.
You may now hear the crying sobs of a woman who is screaming Gertruda. That's coming from somewhere inside the city.
Do we know a Gertruda?
Maybe.
Do we care about a Gertruda?
I don't care about anybody right now.
Works for me. Let's go.
Except for Ismark and Irina.
I was gonna say, if we don't care about anyone, why did we have to go find the boy that wasn't that helpful in battle?
You chose to be here.
Yeah, well, they were gonna go fight Strahd, so I thought this would be the easier path, not gonna lie. Not that I don't love you, you're a great drinking buddy.
Gertruda is not ringing a bell, I don't think. Yes, it is.
Okay.
What was it saying?
Sounds like a female sobbing, Gertruda.
An older woman crying. And
It does sound like it's coming from that way back in town.
That was something that was there before. I think that's her daughter. I want to say the lady, whoever's.
Oh, okay. So just little old lady that died in the village.
I think. I literally don't have who she is written down. I just don't.
We just have her name.
Going off of a maybe memory.
Just like the same. You just write Gertruda.
No, I have.
And you flip back 5 pages.
Has Crazy Mary and then an arrow Gertruda.
You're close.
So I want to say that's her daughter, or was her daughter, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but
Was Crazy Mary Gertruda? Or Crazy Mary's daughter was Gertruda? Or was Gertruda Crazy Mary's mother?
I think Gertruda was the daughter. And I could be completely
You can make a
wrong.
history check if you want.
I would say that's just ringing a bell, but I don't know. 10.
That's what you got.
Okay. Regardless, her name is Crazy Mary. Crazy with a capital K.
Oh, okay. So that noise is this way, so we're going this way? Sounds good.
Cellar first.
Yeah. Cellar's
chained
chained. You'll see those iron chains that have been run through the handles. There's a lock on it. This is nothing new.
I don't know if you remember a couple hours ago when I was trying to lift rocks off of you and I almost drowned you.
Yeah.
It's not my forte. Unless the lock has a mind, I'm not going to be able to do much for this here.
Was there on the inside of the first floor, was the floor torn up? Like missing floorboards or cracked floorboards or anything where you could see down?
No.
No?
No.
Do we let this out? Do we potentially let something out of here?
Since when was there something chained and locked in the basement? I thought that was just you want to keep your privates, valuables stored away.
Does anything in this house look valuable?
That's what I'm beginning to think. They didn't even lock their front door when they left, so there's totally something gonna eat us in the basement.
I remember from when we were here before if the cellar was chained like this.
Pretty sure he took you to the cellar at one point, did he not? To get something?
I don't remember.
Well, we'll definitely retcon and say yes. It was just like she had just said. It looks like it's a precautionary, and yes, it would have been on there before.
Okay.
I have to go back and watch all my own videos to make sure.
I don't remember going into the cellar, but maybe.
Try to give me a heart attack? Yeah,
my mind went to, they've locked something down there.
Yeah, I know. Your mind went there, and then my mind went there, because your mind went there.
It's chained and locked.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty standard for most people that care about
their things.
Am I able to pick a lock without thieves' tools?
No.
Am I able to break a lock?
Anybody can break one if you hit it hard enough.
I'm gonna find something in the house. Something that's already beaten up and...
What are you looking for? There's tons of wood, but I don't think wood's gonna do it.
Something that's got metal on it.
You have a sword or a dagger.
A pot or a pan, a cast iron pot, skillet.
Easy enough. You'll find...
I remember those from my barkeeping days. I can do a lot with cast iron skillet.
I will hand it to you then and say, here.
I will very confidently swing down and probably miss. Or if I do hit it, probably, like, reverberate my hand.
Just make an attack with it.
You got this.
You're not proficient with it, so it's basically just a D20.
I'm cheering you on. I'm cheering you on.
I got this. That's a 7.
Yep. You hit it. Ching. It's a little stouter than you figured.
Oof. That's a magical lock.
I want to play with the frying pan.
Sure.
Be like, move. With a, what is this, unarmed strike?
I mean, you're just rolling a D20. You're not proficient with a pot or a pan or a skillet.
I have a 13.
Excuse me, I am proficient.
You're going to hit it. It does a D4 worth of damage. It's going to take several more strikes.
Keep going. That was great.
4. I'll hit it again.
We don't have to keep rolling on you. If you work and continue on it, you'll damage the lock enough to finally get it off, because it's not like...
So watch the forest to see if sounds of clanking disturbs.
Nothing.
Good, cool.
The lock is sundered. You twist and pull it off the chains. The chains, pull in through the handles.
I'm gonna stand back.
Okay.
And mage hand it open.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're both gonna...
It opens up into dark cellar. You look in there with your dark vision, the best you can see. There's a set of steps that leads down. There's kind of a foul smell that comes out of it, like of rot. Kind of an earthy smell.
I'm gonna light another rock and throw it down there.
Yep. Drops down there. There's a sound of some probably rats, things scurrying around down there. More than likely, the smell is kind of emanating from rotted, molded sacks of grain, or maybe some meat that was stored down there that's finally hit its expiration because it's far enough and cool enough in the cellar to kind of preserve it.
Doesn't smell like a dead body. I've smelled a ton of those in my lifetime. So,
Correct.
I want to listen. Do I hear anything that's
Rats.
not like rats?
It's quiet.
Are you coming down with me?
I'm gonna have like a firebolt, kind of like
Sure.
purplishly shadowy
Manipulating
flames in my, just like
Hades.
ready to.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yep. My ready to action.
You go down, and it looks to be just a cellar. Probably about a 15-foot by 15-foot cold room. Essentially, it goes deep enough down that it's probably like 50 degrees in there. A lot of the things have been torn open as far as by the animals or creatures that have found it.
Okay.
Anything salvageable? Is there any more alcohol down here?
No alcohol down here.
Damn
Unfortunate.
it, Ismark. Nothing hidden behind any sacks of grain.
We'll shift anything on the floor
sure.
and stuff and kind of look at the walls. And
It's easy enough to do that it doesn't, it's just a very simple cellar. There's nothing hidden down here.
no ravens marks anywhere.
Negative.
Well, it doesn't look like he's been here. I feel like if he came here, he probably would have gotten some food.
Maybe.
There's other dried goods and stuff down here.
I guess let's head towards the middle of town then.
Okay, sounds good.
You migrate towards the center of town. As you get to this location here, this is the building in which you hear the woman crying and groaning and moaning for her daughter Gertruda. And you make your way to the center of town. I need somebody to roll me a d20, please.
No. 18.
Great. Roll me a d20 again.
20.
Okay.
Wasted.
Where are you going?
Pretty much.
The
You're
tavern.
in the center, okay. So when you begin to move towards the center, or the tavern, that is when kind of coming out of an alley, kind of intercepting you, is going to be roll me a d4.
4.
Why?
4 undead zombies, and these look like the same type of zombies that attacked Ben when he first got here. They don't seem to have noticed you, so I'll give you a chance to do something before, unless you wish to just run through them.
How close are we to the tavern doors?
They are between you and them, and the tavern doors are about 15 feet away, to where you could potentially, if you'd like to try to maneuver around them or run past them.
Run for the tavern.
Sure. Doors are closed, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and run and bang on the doors.
Got it. I will allow you, if you wish to do so, to do either an acrobatics or an athletics check. If you fail, you'll be grappled by a zombie.
That's 14.
Okay. And your cohort, what are you doing, Laura?
I would like to firebolt them and then try to move around them. At, like my 30 feet movement speed.
Okay.
While I'm firebolting.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for your firebolt, as there are 4 of these things that have made their way.
3 plus 8 is 11.
11 will hit one.
Oh, thank God.
You did a thing.
Finally, I'm not useless, I promise. Ooh. What is 8 and 9? 17 points of fire damage.
That hurts it. Takes some of his limb, and one of its, we'll call it the left arm, goes kind of flailing off, and it kind of drops down as its knee kind of goes the opposite direction the knee is supposed to and breaks inward, and he kind of hits the ground. If you wish to make your maneuver to get around them, you can now, if you'd like. Give me an athletics or acrobatics to avoid being grappled.
14.
Yep, good enough. 2 of you make it to the doors. They are closed. It's going to take a second for these creatures as they're starting to kind of turn towards you. You attempt to open the doors and they are barred. You can kind of peek through the cracks and see that there are people inside of it, but if you remember correctly, there was kind of a drop.
I'm gonna
Drop
kick
down
on it, be
behind
like,
the bar.
let us in or I'm firebolting this place.
I'm gonna call for... the 3 ladies.
Better hurry, because these zombies are going to get you. Five, 4.
Alinka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia.
Very good.
Just start calling out names.
Okay. What do you say after you call out those names?
Let us in? Let us in.
It's Celeste. I need you to let me in.
And Celeste's friend.
The zombies moan and groan as they are going to begin coming towards you. They get within 10 feet. You panic and begin to pound on the door again, and again you're calling these names. They get within 8 feet. Anything else you want to do?
As I'm standing, I'll put my back against the door
7 feet.
and fire the bow.
Alright, as you release the bow, you are going to feel the doors pulled open as hands grab the 2 of you and will pull you inside. Go ahead and make your strike with your arrow to see what it does.
19.
It strikes. Go ahead and roll your damage.
4.
Okay. It pierces one of the zombies into the head. You are pulled inside as 2 people quickly shove the door closed. A third person grabs the board and drops it into kind of the locking mechanisms as you find yourselves inside of the tavern. And this will conclude our episode. So please tune in next time to see what happens next. We are Crit Eating Grin. Please subscribe to us if you haven't already. And if you have, we want to take time to thank you for supporting us. And until next time, keep grinning.
Bye.